You're listening to Confessions of a Counselor podcast. Here we will talk all things mental wellness.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Confessions of a Counselor. I'm your host Janice, and welcome to season 7. So in this season of the podcast, I thought I would talk about some of the most common questions I get, some of the kind of assumptions about me or about you, the client that I get, and kind of talk about what's going on and kind of my perspective on maybe some of these assumptions or my thoughts around the most common questions. So in today's podcast, I thought we would talk about what do you think I should do about insert topic here. So what do I do when someone asks me, what do you think I should do? So let's jump right in. This is probably the most common question I get. What should I do about my partner? What should I do about my boss? What should I do about insert anything, really? Well, questions, basically clients asking me to tell them what is the correct thing they're supposed to do in a situation. And I think that it's really common to go into therapy assuming that the therapist is going to tell us what to do or have all of this insight or know what the correct thing is that we're supposed to be doing or basically have the answers to everything. And I think that this is really interesting because we don't. If I'm being really, really honest with you, we don't have the correct answer to whatever question it is that you're asking us. And I think this is the really interesting process about therapy is that by asking more questions, by getting more details, by understanding what's happening for you in that situation, we can find the correct answer. But if another client came in and we did the same process, they might not come to the same conclusion that you did. So there's never a, this is what we should do. So oftentimes you'll hear me ask, well, I'm curious about this, or tell me more about that. And we go more in depth. We try and explore whatever it is that you're asking for. But I'm often not going to say, you should do this. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee you're never going to hear me say that. And I don't think that there's many therapists that would say, this is exactly what you should do. We want to know what within you want to do, right? So I think when we ask the question, hey, Janice, what should I do about this? Really what you're saying is, can I have permission to do this? Right? So oftentimes there's already an answer that you have within you. And by asking me, what should I do about this? Oftentimes what I find is the client is saying, can I have permission to do what I want to do? And we can explore that. We can look at that and make sure that that is in fact what you want to do. So with all of that, I think that this what should I do question is always an interesting one, and I'll pretty much always get a chuckle out of me, whether you get it out loud or it's in my head. There is this very interesting dynamic when that question comes up, and I think the beautiful thing about therapy is that we can explore it and look at it and figure out what it is that you want to do. Not what I would want to do, but what you would want to do in that situation. So if you find yourself asking that question, I wonder what I should do about this situation, I think that this is a really beautiful time to reflect and to ask ourselves, what is it that I really want from asking that question? Okay, until next time, take care. I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Confessions of a Counselor podcast is available anywhere you like to listen to your podcast, both on Apple and Android. New episodes will be released every Friday. If you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to join the conversation. Leave a review or subscribe to the podcast hosted on the Anchor app. All these details can be found at janicelyons.com. Until next time, take care.